Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Ooh, yeah.
We're looking at episode 658 today. Man.
Ooh. It's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes. A lot of hours.
Yeah, oh God, a lot of hours with you.
A lot of painted nips.
Only two, Derpy. Only two. Unless we get to paint yours.
I'm a pass.
You're a pass?
That's a hard pass for Derpy.
Good
morning, everybody. Yeah, welcome to the show. This is episode 658 of the Two Dumb Users. Mike is currently working on a plan to paint Derpy's nipples for whatever reason. I don't know what that's all about, but that is what's got accomplished within the first 3 minutes of me seeing the guys today. But I do want to say to everybody, welcome back.
You know, it's important to have goals. And if one of them is to paint Derpy's nipples, I will paint Derpy's nipples. Why do you got to hate on my goals?
You know, one thing that I was thinking, though, when somebody made a crack about your bald head the other day. You are balder than bald. I mean, you were like mega bald. You know what I mean? There's no ifs, ands, ors, or buts about it. You got to be the baldest dude I've ever seen, man. Look at you.
I get
and how you keep
day.
your hair? How do you keep your hair that short? Is what I'm wondering. Because a lot of times when guys are bald, they get that 5 o'clock shadow on their head. I never see you with shadow. You're the baldest person I've ever known.
I keep it trimmed and I keep it shaved, man. I keep it shaved. Well, because like nothing grows right here, so this is all bald. Like it all.
Maybe that's why we don't see none of the shadow. Yeah,
we don't see. Yeah.
I mean, do you do maintenance on your head every day? Do you shave it every day? Do you? I mean,
not every day. No.
How into keeping your head bald? How into keeping your head bald are you actually?
Like when I can see like the stragglers coming up, I'll grab a razor and just down the middle, keep the hair on the side too. I feel like.
And you do get them stragglers everywhere.
I do. I get them stragglers. Yeah, I
gotta be honest. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I'd like to see you with the stragglers. I've known you for quite a few years. I've never seen you with stragglers. That's what I'm saying. You do a good job of keeping your head as shiny bald as you do. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I keep it. It is too. You know, it's a whole process. No. Derpy's taking digs. Derpy always takes digs on my physical appearance, and I feel this is a form of bullying. And I like to file a formal complaint. Who do I contact? Who is HR in this shady operation? Is it me?
Me.
Am I HR? No, do I have to report it to myself? Oh God.
Well, you would be if it wasn't you about you. So, yeah, you got to send it over to me.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, you take care of Derpy.
Good morning, everybody on the board. Phil of Steel, what's up, baby? Phil of Steel says, "Hey, who's chasing you? The Baldies.
The Baldies.
Attack of the Bald Heads." There was a group back in the 90s named Onyx. I don't know if you remember them, but they had like their whole entire album was about their bald heads, Mike. So there you go. You might have missed a train, but there it is, Mike, with his perfectly shiny bald head. He's balder than bald. I've never seen anything like it, but there you go, guys. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 658. What's up? Guys, we do got a big game coming up here in a couple days against the Philadelphia Eagles. Are we going to win? Are we going to lose? I don't know. It's tough to tell right now. This is a really good football team, but we are too. We're going to learn a little bit more about this football team, I think, in the next 3-4 games. And I think that these 3 games right here in a row are a good thing because, again, you might lose one. You might lose 2. I don't know. You hope you win them all. But at the end of the day, what better test for the playoffs than basically a nice, challenging playoff run, pre-playoff run? I mean, you're going to get 3 good teams in a row, which you're going to face anyway if you plan on going to the Super Bowl. So, you know, what better kind of a matchup, a run of matchups than the Philadelphia Eagles, the Kansas City Chiefs, The Baltimore Ravens and then the Chiefs. So I'm not so worried about this 3-game stretch. And again, at the end of the day, if you don't get the 1 seed, I mean, chances were we probably weren't going to get it anyway. But I like this run. I like it right here. Let's clinch the playoff spot, get our spot. Of course, you're going to try to win, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and you go in with whatever you go in with. And like I said, I accept this challenge. The Eagles are going to be difficult. They do have, some very, 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 very bright spots. It's a really good football team. They're pretty all well-rounded, I think you could say. But at the end of the day, and also throw on top that we haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965. But at the end of the day, you still have to go out and play the game. We all heard the statistics the other day. Russell Wilson has never lost to the Eagles. And you got to remember, he did play in the NFC. So he did play the Eagles a number of times. So again, I mean, I'm worried, no. But do I feel that this is probably one of the toughest games that we're going to have all season? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the Baltimore game in Baltimore, they want their revenge. And then his team on the planet on Christmas Day. So again, you concerned? Of course you're concerned. But again, what better test? What better way to battle test a team than to do what we're about to do, and then wrap it up against the Bengals, who have a really, really good quarterback and receiver tandem over there. So these next 4 games, I don't look at it as maybe we lose and the public loses confidence in us. I don't look at it that way at all, because who cares what at the end of the day, you like to see your team doing very well. But don't you want to see your team doing very well in January? That's what I'm thinking. Let's learn. Let's get better from these 3 games. Again, what if we win all 3? We'll be ecstatic. But on the other, the other end of this, it's probably a not likely scenario to win all 3 of these games. If you do, awesome. If you don't, you learn. And again, you are making a playoff run against 3 teams that are probably going to be better than the team that you play in the first round of the playoffs anyway. So get these 3 games in, finish up with Cincinnati, and then you're going to go in and you're going to get a Denver team or maybe a Charger team, possibly even Baltimore, depending on how it plays out. But guys, it all starts this weekend. I look at this as the playoffs. The only thing that's different is you don't get eliminated if you lose one of these next 3 games, or any of them for that matter. But Mike, I'm looking at that this way. We're concerned. A lot of people don't think we can stop everything that they have. But at the end of the day, even if you don't, you want them to. But I don't think that if we wouldn't win this game, I don't think you walk away with your head hanging low. They're a very good team. And at the end of the day, what do you learn from that? And how can you apply that to your competition in the playoffs?
Yeah, if they lose the game, it's going to be depending on how they lose. If it's typical Steeler loss, a close game, okay, yeah, fine. You went toe-to-toe with one of the juggernauts in the NFL, the second best team in the NFC, a team that has the best defense if you go by yardage, like tied for like 3rd defense if you go by scoring. They're giving up 18 points a game. We're giving up 18.6. They have an MVP candidate in Saquon Barkley. They have, I think, probably one of the best secondaries in the NFL. We're going to probably be without our number 1 receiver. So if we keep this game close, I'll be damn happy. Like, I hate going in, we're going to lose. The deck's kind of stacked against us at this point. The history. I haven't won there since, 1965. But Russ is also 6-0 against them. But, he had some pretty good receivers, and now, he might be going in without George Pickens. Their front 4 might be one of the best front 4s in the NFL to go along with one of the best secondaries. So it's going to be a tough, hard battle for us. But this Steeler team's used to those type of games. We do have a way of dragging people down to our level to playing these close games. Having said that, Philly has played a lot of close games too, and they have a better record this year than we do in like those 1-score games. So I think this is going to be a fun matchup, a fun physical matchup. Jalen Hurts doesn't scare me with his arm, but we saw that 2-3 years ago. You don't want to let AJ Brown get behind you because we saw what they can do. But I like our secondary matching up against these guys. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a 1-score game, and that 1 score could either be a field goal or a touchdown. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a tight game. early, I'm leaning towards a slight loss by the Steelers, but I think it's going to be a hard-fought game where we're going to learn a lot that, hey, we can match up against these teams, and, sometimes you win these matchups, sometimes you lose them. I think it's going to be a good test of where this team is.
We've played every team we've played it's sitting in a playoff spot right now. To this point, we've beaten. So I do feel confident in that sense against these next three teams, against Philadelphia, against Baltimore, and then against Kansas City. We're not afraid to go out and play in that game. When Washington was the top team in the league there for a while, we went over to Washington. We beat them. Baltimore, they were considered the best team. They have the MVP. They have this. They have that. We went and we beat them. So for those reasons, I'm not afraid of these teams. Again, don't get me wrong.
No, me either. No.
The way that sports go, you win some and you lose some. All I'm saying is if you lose some of these, you have to learn from it and take that into the playoffs, because again, this is what the caliber of teams are going to be eventually if you want to make a run into the playoffs. So again, I look forward to Philadelphia, and I might be, call me crazy or stupid, call me whatever you want, but I might be the only person on this side of the planet that isn't scared of Saquon Barkley. I think Saquon Barkley is a little bit overrated in a sense. I think that if you would take anybody of that of Najee Harris's talent level and put him behind that and put him in Philadelphia, I think he has somewhat of a similar season. I'm not afraid of Barkley. I'm just not. I think that I wish we would have seen more in New York. He was in New York forever, and I think that kind of killed his career a bit. But I still haven't seen anything that I'm afraid of the guy. I think that we faced good running backs this season. We stopped a plethora of good running backs. To say that Saquon Barkley is head and shoulders better than the guys that we faced and stopped, I don't think so. I think it's a combination of what they have going on that's scarier than what some of the teams we faced. I think that Nick Chubb, a couple other guys that just didn't have a whole great situation around them offensively, defensively, and overall as a team. We haven't played and faced a running back on this caliber of a team yet. That's what worries me about Barkley. But Mike, nonetheless, you are a big Saquon Barkley fan. I know that you are going to, I know that you want us to win, but you're going to want to see him do well. Of course, he's a state guy.
Yes.
But it's not him that I'm scared of. I am confident that we can stop the run. It's that damn A.J. Brown. He's the one that scares the shit out of me. He's like 10 feet tall. This guy's a monster. And I remember the last time when we lost them, he scored 3 touchdowns. 3. And it was a pretty ugly day. And again, not just him. It is the overall team of the Philadelphia Eagles. But that guy right there, Mike, he is on any team. I think he is a beast.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is a beast. He's not having the touchdown type season that he normally has. He only has 4 touchdowns on the year. There's something going on with their passing game to where no one can get going. No one's having an eye popping season that's like, oh wow, they're having a great year. And Saquon is on pace for 2,000 yards. He's about to have a 2,000 yard season. He is there. The offense runs through him. He is the offense. When you take him off of this team, they're just not a good. Their offense is nothing spectacular. Barkley, there's a reason he's in the MVP conversation. What he's done in this team is just been amazing. And for me, you have to stop him. You stop him. You put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hand. I'm more comfortable with that. I like our secondary to match up against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith a whole hell of a lot better than our front 7 has been in some of these running backs. We're starting to remember against the Giants. We let that backup, heard of, break a bunch of long gainers, and then we were able to rebound. We were able to rebound against Cleveland. We had some long runs, but with a running back like Barkley, you have to get in on him early. You have to shut down their run game early, force Philly to be one-dimensional. We can't allow these early runs the way we have this season, where teams have been able to run on us in the first quarter, and by the second quarter, we figure out what we're able to do. We need to stop them from the get-go, and then let Philly abandon the run game the way we forced Baltimore to abandon the run game and make them one-dimensional.
Derpy, good morning. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. No coffee today, but I'm doing great. Ready to talk Steelers.
All right, my man. A couple things about the Pittsburgh Steelers. We can, in fact, clinch a playoff spot this weekend, guys, with a win or a tie, or with a Dolphins loss or tie and a Colts loss and tie. A few things could happen for us to make the playoffs. So we will see. First and foremost, you want to win your games. You want to control your own destiny. Let's win against Philly. Let's get into the playoffs. But again, if we don't, we could also have Dolphins lose or tie and the Colts lose or tie. That could also get us into the playoffs, guys. That is our playoff scenarios as we speak. A couple other things here, Mike. You're talking about the running game of the Philadelphia Eagles. They're averaging 190.5 rushing yards a game this season. The Steelers are giving up 91.5 yards given up a game. Mike, it's going to be. There's no two ways about it. The running game will certainly become a thing here in this game. But again, I haven't seen the Steelers team get torched by a running back in some time. That's why I'm confident. I don't. I like I said, guys, it's the all over product, because once you shut Barkley down, then they start doing other things, and what they have opens up the game well for everybody else around the team. And again, that's going to be the strength, I think. Also, trying to stop the guy. I mean, Mike, is there any way? Let's say you're down 4 points at the end of the game. Philadelphia's on the 1 yard line. It's 3 seconds left. And they're going to tush push. They're lining up. You have 13 guys behind Hurts. They all have their hands on his ass. They're ready to push. Mike, is there any way known to man to stop the tush push? Is there anything that we could do, or anybody for that matter, if it comes down to it? The Steelers are up 4, 3 seconds left in the game. They're on a 2 yard line, and they're about to tush push. What can you do in all actuality to stop that and win that football game, Mike?
The front 4, 5 guys have to get low, and you just let a Landon Roberts dive over the pile and see what happens. That's about the only way you can do it. Like Troy Polamalu would have been the guy to have during the tush push era.
Right.
You saw how many times that he was able to time snaps and hop over the line and grab the running back and disrupt the blocking. I think that might be your best bet. It's just dive over the top and see what you can do. But that play is just, it's unstoppable. It works at 92% of the time. It works.
And then you just mentioned Landon Roberts. I think he's always big. I think this dude is, anytime he's in a game, he has a potential to be your playmaker on the defensive side of the ball. Landon Roberts did say he wants to retire as a Steeler. I plan on staying in Pittsburgh for the rest of my career, end quote. I like that, because I like Landon Roberts a lot.
Yeah.
He's not a mouth. He's not he's no problems at all. This guy, all he does is come and he brings it. It puts you in mind of a player like Troy Polamalu. I mean, Polamalu's talent level is way up here compared to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
But I got to tell you, the game that Landon Roberts brings, I'm very confident with him on the field. And again, if you're going to stop the tush push, I think it does. It starts with the Landon Roberts right there in the middle. And, you got it. At some point, we're going to have to stop that play. If we don't, I mean, how many times you see that play every time Philadelphia plays? At least 2-3 times a game. Yeah. So, again, whether or not we'll be able to put a stop to it, I don't know. But again, yes, Michael, Landon Roberts is a big part of that. Guys, most fans, get this, NFL fans this weekend, they're going to be watching the Steelers and Philly game, which is kind of surprising to me, because if you see the map, it's pretty much all covered in Steelers. But the Lions and the Bills play at the exact same time. So I don't get they're both 4:25 games. Steelers, Eagles, Lions, and the Bills. But if you look at that map, it shows you the coverage of where we're playing opposed to them. The whole map is Steelers and Eagles, which is crazy to me, because I know that of course, the Detroit Lions certainly has a large, I don't know if it's a following, but the bandwagon that wants to see the Lions do well. So that was a big surprise to me. But yes, most of this country will be watching the Battle of Pennsylvania on Sunday, Mike.
As they should. It is the marquee matchup. Just because the Steelers are in it, So, like Tomlin always says, it's a 5-star matchup because we're in it. And who really wants to watch the Bills and the Lions? Throw the ball around and have fun and score a lot of offense. No, you want to watch 2 of the better defensive teams go at it, see who can stop who. That's what I want to watch.
Well, your quarterback, I think he puts you at a good chance to win the game. That's right. Russell Wilson, guys, he now has the 5th most regular season wins in the NFL history. In NFL history, only behind these 4 guys. Now, this is after his first 13 seasons. Russell Wilson now is the 5th most regular season wins in the NFL after their first 13 seasons, only following these 4 gentlemen: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, and Brett Favre. Those are the only 4 people that's won more games than our quarterback, Russell Wilson, in his first 13 seasons in the league. So again, Mike, this new revival of Russell Wilson after he leaves Denver and comes here to Pittsburgh, it's something amazing to see. And I got to tell you, this kind of has one of them feelings, Mike. It has a feeling. You remember when Jerome was on his way out, and when Big Ray over in Baltimore was on his way out? Maybe, just maybe, this guy can bring us a Super Bowl late in his career. Mike, I feel better about him being our quarterback than probably about 90% of the other teams and their quarterbacks. Do you agree?
Yeah. I agree, because you know what you're going to get out of Russ. I was listening to a DVE the other day for a little bit, and Big Ben was on there saying, Russ isn't as mobile as he once was. Arm isn't as strong, but he's still got zip on the arm. But it's between.
But you were never really scared of his mobility. It's this.
But like Russ's mobility wasn't like like Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. It was that I'm going to move around the pocket, kind of like you watch Kyler Murray play. They're the same build. They're
smart,
short guys.
Smart.
Smart. You have to run around, scramble, kind of like how Big Ben would scramble around back in the pocket. That's how Russ would play. And it was always the up here. Now he's not as fast anymore as he once was, but he can still. He knows when to slide, when to move left, right, back and forward in the pocket, when to get that little rollout that we saw in that touchdown pass to Van Jefferson. And that's just that football IQ. He knows when to throw it away. I was just looking up some stats on me. He has the highest throwaway rate in the NFL. So he's not taking sacks. The O-line, he does get blown up sometimes. It won't take a sack, but he's really good at getting the ball away. He's just smart with the football. And you're going to need that against this Philadelphia team, because they're like the Steelers, man. They swarm all over the place looking for turnovers, looking for that big play. And a quarterback like Russ can mitigate that because he plays smart football, smart down and situational football.
Mike, let me go over a couple of things here for the Steelers. And before we get to the board, I want to catch up on all the messages on the board. Let me touch upon a few of these things. The wide receiver, KJ Osborne, was waived by New England. He's a name that kind of came up a couple times over the past couple of days. They're saying this guy seems like he could be a perfect fit, certainly during this time while George Pickens is down with his injury. KJ Osborne, I'm not too familiar with the guy, to be honest with you. But I guess with the receiver room they have, they feel comfortable with what they have. And he was actually he just didn't fit on what they were doing. KJ Osborne, Mike, you pulling up the stats right now?
Yeah, I have them up now. He his first 3 years in the league, he was in Minnesota, like 650, 540 in yardage, 7 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. And then this year, he's only played in 7 games, 7 receptions, 57 yards, 1 touchdown. And it looks like he may have
already have a Van Jefferson.
Yeah, it looks like he was already claimed by the Commanders on the waiver wire. They were able to swoop in and get him. But like you saw like the production the first 3 years. This was a guy like he would fit in. He'd be like that nice 2/3 type guy in an offense, and it just didn't work out in New England. That team's bad anyway. But if we could have got him in the offseason, he would have been a nice addition, but not right now. No.
Also, other news, Mike, with people, get this. I just saw this morning. Cole Holcomb is close to being healthy enough to come back. So I mean,
that's huge.
You talk about this time of year, a lot of teams dealing with injuries. And as I said, last week, we seem to be, I don't want to say hitting our stride, but we're playing good football at the right time. We're getting guys back. We're getting guys healthy. Possible Cole Holcomb. I mean, come on. We'll take another body in the middle, especially because he is a very physical inside linebacker that can make plays. I'll take that in a heartbeat, Mike. Also, as far as the some Pittsburgh Steeler news, Justin Fields is now under 50% of his season snaps, which means, or of the season snaps for the Steelers, which means that Justin Fields, if things continue the way that they're going, Mike, he'll only cost us a 6th round pick in the draft where we traded him, where he could have either been a 5th or a 6th. Is that how that was?
Yeah, it would have escalated up to a higher pick. I think like a 4th round.
Yeah, it was a 4th.
Okay, a 4th. So if he would have gotten 50% or more of the snaps, they would have had him up in the 4th round, and that's what we would have had to give up in the future draft. But being that he is where he is and things are going the way they're going, which I think things are going good, no complaints. He is only going to cost us a 6th round pick in that draft. So there you go, more positive, and possibly another great move by Omar Khan when it's all said and done, Mike.
Yeah, and even if we're not able to retain him, he was here. He was able to help rattle off 4 wins before he gave way to Russ. That I'll take that. Yeah. I'll take that for someone who's able to hold down the fort for those games. He came in and the other game to help ice the game
since then. Yeah,
key plays since then. So I'll take that for a 6th round draft pick. It's going to help us. It's helping us make the playoffs, helping us fight to win the division. Good trade.
All right, let's jump back and cover some of these messages. I don't want anybody to be left out. Let's start with Phil Steele. He says, "Yo, Derps, step in with the 90." I see what he's saying. Step in with the T-Wad. Boom, anytime you can. We need to hear it, Derps. We need to hear it, Derps. Come on, man.
They need it. The people need the boom, Derpy. Let the booms fly. There we go. Let the booms fly, buddy.
John Dietz says that Saquon Broccoli runs better in the second half. Brian says, Derpy, I'm drinking coffee for you today. Brian from the One Man's Opinion, of course. Everybody knows him. Did you have your coffee, Derpy?
No, I did not.
All right. Also, Jen says special teams will be huge. Glad we have Boz. Absolutely. What a great weapon to have, especially moving into the playoffs. Jen also says Landon Roberts versus Barkley will be a fun matchup to watch. John agrees. Good morning, John. Good morning, Phil Steele. Good morning, Jen, John, Brian, everybody. Good morning to you. Mike, also a few other things here before we do get to the halfway point. I want to go over real quick here the injury report. This is of yesterday's practices for the Steelers and for the Eagles. I'm just going to give you I'm going to give you a rundown of what things look like, which could change many times over the next couple of days. But here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So the resting practice veterans were Patrick Queen, Mike Williams, Najee Harris, Siamalu, TJ Watt, and Cam Hayward. Larry Ogunjobi was out of practice with his groin. Montravius Adams was on a full out. He did not practice at all with his knee, but he is on that 21-day window, Mike.
No, he was a full participant. Montravius, he practiced. Yeah.
Okay, he's practiced full?
Yep.
All right, and then also, and that's all that I'm seeing. George Pickens, of course, with his hamstring. And Elliott was he did not practice with his hamstring.
Yeah,
so I mean, nothing. What's that? Yeah, I mean, but it's nothing that we didn't know. I mean, these are all pretty much just nothing has happened since we first knew. Here is for the Eagles. AJ Brown, he was out. He did not practice with the rest. He was resting. I'm just going to look for names that look like they. Darius Slay did not practice. He was getting some rest as well. Jalen Carter, he was limited with the shoulder. Cooper DeJean limited. For some rest. Also, Jalen Hurts, he was at full practice with his finger on his left hand. So it doesn't look like injuries are going to be anything that's going to decide this game, which is a good thing. You want to see your best players. You want to see their best players. Like, nothing is standing out on this injury report that's surprising anybody one way or another. These were the injuries that we knew of. Nothing new this week. Still the George Pickens. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going on there? But this is what we have, Mike. We're generally healthy. We have no wide receivers, but we're generally healthy, right?
Yeah. Like the one I'm worried about is DeShon Elliott. If he cannot go, that's going to totally change the whole shape of that secondary. He's the big hitter. He's the big run stuffer. You don't think KZ
could fill that void for one game?
I would much rather, like, if KZ would have to, fill in a void for Minkah Fitzpatrick. Let's be honest here. Who has made a bigger impact on the secondary this year? It's been DeShon Elliott. I think Damontae Kazee can stand back and play center field and not do anything the way Minkah Fitzpatrick has done all year. I'd rather have Deshaun Elliott in there down on the line making plays and keep Damontae Kazee in the back end, patrolling everything. If I had my druthers of someone being hurt, I'd be much more comfortable if it was like we didn't have Minkah in this game as opposed to Deshaun Elliott.
I mean, I get.
I think that's just how far. I think this is how far Minkah's production has fallen.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think we'll be good if we're one game without Elliott. I don't want to be one game without Elliott, but
I don't.
I think KZ, because it's going to be very similar to what we had last year. And you know what? I know. I get what you're saying. Mike, I do want to say it is the halfway point. It's halftime. I want to say get on and vote for your favorite Steelers, guys. A lot of the Steelers are very high in the voting. They're not, though, the leaders by any means around the league. Guys, I want to give you a quick rundown of what your leaders, if you want to know what your leaders around the league for all-pro voting looks like, let me give that to you. It's nauseating, but nonetheless, I do want to run through it if I could ever find. Here it is. The top 10 players voted for the All-Pro game this year. This goes across the league, both conferences. Number 1, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. As a Steeler fan seeing this, it makes you want to throw it because the guy literally does nothing against us or never has done anything against us. But apparently to the rest of the league, he's a threat. Number
against us and KC, he can't do a damn thing. Everyone else it's comical.
Number 2, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, Mike, he is the number 2 most voted for All-Pro for the game this year. Number 3, Derrick Henry, right behind him. Number 4, Josh Allen. Number 5, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Ooh.
In the second half of this list, number 6, Jaden Daniels is the 6th most voted for player in the NFL. Justin Jefferson, number 7. Jamar Chase, number 8, which I think he should be higher than a couple other people on this list, but that's just my opinion. Joe Burrow sits at number 9. And finally, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers from the Raiders. He is the 10th highest voted for player in the NFL. So, guys, if anything, I just wanted this to be motivation. Maybe get on and vote a couple extra times. Vote your favorite Steelers for the Pro Bowl game. Again, the game isn't what it used to be, but still will be nice to see some of our guys because I got to tell you guys, we're 10-3 and we're there for a reason. So, even Jaden Daniels is having a great year, or these other guys, your Steelers deserve to be up there as well. So take the moment, push a couple buttons, get these guys voted in, vote for your favorite Steelers, and vote often, right, Mike?
Vote early, vote often, and while you're at it, vote for Saquon Barkley too. Yes, he may be playing against our opponent this week, but he's just a great kid. He's a great human being. He's going to rush
a million of great human beings in the league.
He's going to rush for 300 yards and 7 touchdowns against us, but we're going to win the game, and that's all that matters. Is Saquon plays well and the Steelers win, so I am a happy camper.
There you go.
That's all that matters. Is my happiness right now.
That's right.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this game.
Mike, did anybody hear this? I want to ask if this is this real? Listen, I read this. This is a quote by Kevin Stefanski, the Browns head coach. Guys, I'm not jealous. I'm just concerned. Coach Stefanski said caused a stir by requesting the NFL organizers to conduct an immediate doping test on Russell Wilson, claiming the player was too powerful, like a machine, rather than an ordinary human being. Mike, is this real? After the Browns game, that Stefanski demanded that Russell Wilson be tested?
No, I'm looking that up right now. There's no hits on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's real, that's
the if I kind of wish it was real, because that would be one of the funniest things I've ever heard. But no, sadly, that is not
we
true.
Could throw that into the rumor column.
Yeah, we can throw that definitely into the internet meme.
Okay,
machine.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I think it would be hilarious.
That would be
because Russell Wilson is playing out of his mind. I mean, he's playing better than most of the quarterbacks in the league at his age. So it wouldn't be out of question. Wouldn't be out of wouldn't surprise me.
John, no. Saquon Barkley, that is not funny. Saquon Barkley is a saint of a human being. He may be the enemy this week, but he's a saint.
Listen, you're the only one literally that cares about this dude.
I know, right?
I prefer the broccoli.
I prefer broccoli as well. A couple. Let me see here. Steelers.
He's a
We got
saint.
that. Let's talk about a couple other things around the NFL here, real quick, guys.
Yeah.
These are your teams that are eliminated as of right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Eliminated are the Giants, the Raiders, the Browns, the Jets, the Jaguars, the Tennessee Titans, and the New England Patriots. No surprises. I got to be honest with you. None of these teams surprised me at all that they're eliminated. Mike, you look like you had something to say.
Yeah, some of those teams, remember, they were supposed to be a whole hell of a lot better than the Steelers.
And ahead of us, yes, ahead of us in the division.
Ahead, yep.
Yeah. The Browns, the Jets, the Jaguars were all, picked to be a better team than
If
us
you
this year. I
listen
think
to
even
the-
the Raiders were supposed
Mike,
to be better than us
If
as
you listen
well.
to the talking heads, this is the kind of bull crap they tell you. And you know what?
Right.
You knew all along that the Browns weren't going to finish better than us. You knew all along that the Jets weren't going to finish better than us. You knew all along that Jacksonville. See what I mean? They talk stupid shit all the time, and a lot of time people believe them, and that's why we do what we do. I mean, come on, let's be realistic and look at things realistically. None of those teams are going to be better than us. The Browns, come on.
No, like all you had to do
The
was
Jets,
like just
come on. The Jets had one good season in the history of ever.
Right.
Right.
No, like if they had Aaron Rodgers of 7 years ago going to that team, yeah, they would have been a damn good team. But no,
But that's not what the Jets do. The Jets
but
don't
him
do.
coming off the Achilles injury, no, they're not going to be there. The Browns, no, the Browns they find a way to always mess it up.
I'm just saying they get everybody worked up. Everybody just expect, the Steelers are going to be below the Browns, the Bengals. Everybody, you know it's not true. You know it's not going to work out that way. It's like saying the Pirates are going to finish better than the Cardinals this year, and then everybody gets all worked up.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They come on, people.
Yeah,
Mike. Yeah.
No, it's just funny. Like it's the national media that always talks about
it is
Tomlin, and Tomlin's he hasn't had a losing season, but yet they picked against him this year. Like, no, you'd realize if he hasn't had one, he's going to get you 8 wins a year. Then after that, it's just roll of the dice. How many more you're going to get?
Also, Mike, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs, the number 1 overall team, the team that is the Super Bowl champion. They have. I think you brought it up. Their point differential is not that fantastic.
No.
These are the teams that have a better point differential than the Kansas City Chiefs at the time. Green Bay, the Chargers, the Bills, Washington, Baltimore, Denver, Philadelphia, Detroit, Minnesota, Pittsburgh. So, a lot of people are saying that this might be one of the luckiest teams ever, and I'm starting to agree. Mike, I don't know what's going on. It seemed like there was shady business, but the other day, how do you make somebody doink a field goal, a game-winning field goal off the post and have it go in? They're just lucky. There's no other explanation for what's going on with this Kansas City team. They are the least desirable, the least what's the word I'm looking for? The least impressive dynasty.
Least
in my opinion, the worst and the least impressive dynasty out of all of them. You go back to the 60s with the Packers, the 70s with the Steelers, the 80s with the 90s, the Niners, the 90s with the Cowboys, the Patriots. This team, I've never seen any of those teams get as lucky as the Kansas City Chiefs have been during their dynasty, Mike.
Yeah, and it's like they had like I want to say their second Super Bowl. That offense was really fun to watch. Last year, when Rashee Rice was coming on at the end of the year, they were fun to watch. But now that he's hurt, they traded for Hollywood Brown, who's hurt as well. Kelsey's finally old. It's not fun to watch anymore. You just watch Patrick Mahomes run around, throw the ball to nondescript receivers. No, it was fun when Brady did it with the random white guys that you never heard of that came off the lacrosse field.
Yeah, that was real fun when they beat us every single time.
Yeah, I know, right?
It was a blast.
It was great. It warmed the heart.
Like, I guess we could always go out and get Kadarius Toney. He's got cut by every team in the NFL.
You know what? He would fill that role of. I was going to say he'd fill the role of
Deontay Johnson.
But Deontay would actually catch the ball the vast majority of the time. He would just drop it in the key situation when he needed him to. Yeah.
Also, guys, let's see what else. Oh, here's one for you. Devontae Adams. Remember we wanted him?
Yeah.
Ever since that first game against the Steelers, remember how he had to play back-to-back? He had to play Steelers back-to-back weeks. He has been 1-8. His teams have been 1-8 since that game that the Steelers beat him the first time. He would have just been better off coming here, and look how good we would be, and he would be, and everybody would be. But no, he had to go to the Jets.
I think it's kind of funny that like all the receivers we were so close to getting, like Ayuk, the contract was there. He gave St.
They all had disaster
Yeah, he
happen.
got hurt. Everyone got hurt
I love
except
it.
for Mike Williams, the guy who always gets hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, for some odd reason, the football gods decided this is what's going to happen to the Steelers. You're going to make do with a guy that has caught 2 balls for you.
You mentioned the 49ers with Brandon Ayuk. They do claim former Pitt star Izzy Abanikanda.
Yeah.
They could use a little help down there in San Francisco or over there in San Francisco. They have a lot of injuries they're dealing with. Izzy Abanikanda is with the 49ers as we speak. Also, Mike, Bill Belichick is the new coach at North Carolina. Who'd have thought? Who's seen this coming? Come on.
No one. No one. No,
Before you heard about the possibility of Artie Smith going there, you never heard of Bill Belichick's name being mentioned for a North Carolina job. Guys, I'm as shocked as anybody. Bill Belichick, arguably one of the best coaches of all time in the NFL, is the coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels college football team.
Yeah, it was a joke even on the Fox pregame. They had Edelman, Gronk, and Brady. They're like doing the imitation. You can come here. You might fucking play or not. I don't give a fuck. We'll see if you can play. Like, how is that going to recruit guys? Because that's how he talked to the pros. Imagine how he's going to talk.
Roger says, go Heels. Yeah. I find it interesting because it's going to be Bill Belichick walking the sidelines at Acrisure Stadium once again every season whenever they do play the Pitt Panthers. So welcome back, Bill.
I thought there's no way this was going to happen.
Right.
Like he's going down there to grease the wheels for like one of his former assistant coaches. Like he's saying, he's looking for a new girlfriend, or maybe she enrolled in classes there and he wants to be there for her.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
it's just I think it's gonna fail. He didn't want to pay pro players anything. Now he's gonna the NIL money down in college now. He's gonna last like a year or two, if that.
Mike Derpy. Apparently, it's Christmas time, so it must be no surprise to anybody that Harry and Marv tried to break into the house on Home Improvement. That's right. Joe Burrow gets his house burglarized around Christmas. I think that was a theme for a movie back in the day, Mike. I don't know. Perhaps that was. But, Mike, what's going on with the players in the NFL getting their houses robbed? It was Kelsey. It was Mahomes. It was probably about 2 other people. I can't think who they are off the top of my head. And now Joe Burrow. I mean, for one, it seems like a pretty unlikely scenario. For one, because these places that you would think would be, would have decent security. I mean, most average homes have pretty decent security. So people that, they're doing well in life, I'm sure that their security is pretty good. You would hope to think. Mike, a person broke into the home.
Yeah.
Of Joe Burrow. What's going on?
It's wild. I think they said when they were investigating what was happening to like Mahomes and Kelsey, it was like a whole international crime ring. Or targeting pro players, and they know when they're out of town, and they did this, and it's wild.
Wild. You know what I mean? Like,
what would you want from there, anyways?
Well,
it's not like there's a ring there.
Oh snap!
Oh, good one, Derpy. That was almost as good as your boom. Listen, guys, this is a story that I got. NFL players' homes keep getting burglarized, so Joe Burrow employed Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Olivia Ponton to house sit during Monday Night Football's game last week. While he was at the game, his house was burglarized. For one, guys, how do you manage to pull a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model to protect your home? Why would you pull a model to protect your home? And how the hell does your house still get robbed if you have somebody there protecting your home?
Right? Oh, look at me. I'm Joe Burrow. I'm cool. I'm awesome. I have a hot model that I can call to just come house sit for me. Ooh, fuck you, Joe.
I mean, that's so queer. What is going on? It don't even make sense. It don't make sense.
No, it does not. It's weird.
I mean, I would get a big, burly, ugly guy with guns if I was seriously, serious about protecting my home. What's it?
Yeah.
He gets a Sports Illustrated swim model. Mike, it's not even just a good-looking girl from down the street. He brings in a swimsuit model from the Sports Illustrated. I just don't. I don't get it. Maybe I don't get it.
Like this just shows you that like the reality that people live in, and it's like his reality and our reality are two totally different things. And my God, right, Roger? They need to steal his clothes. My man needs a new wardrobe.
Maybe they had bad taste in clothes too. That's what brought it. Guys, let's get a couple of these comments or these messages because we do have to get into the picks for the day. Let's start with let's see. P. Morton says, "Screw the ACL in 7 years." Pre-flat Earth Rodgers. All right.
Yeah, that's when they needed him. That's when the Jets needed him.
Roger Murray says, "Go Tar Heels." P says, "Bill looking for a new girlfriend down at North Carolina." Let's see. Phil Steele, he likes them Southern young girls. Perv. He also says he's a cheater and a perv. John says Bill's going for the UNC cheerleader pool. I like it. P says a nice broke postgraduate 24-year-old. Also, Phil Steele said it was Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco broke into the home of Joe Burrow. P says philosophy doctorate candidate with no cats or sense of smell. Hopefully they steal Joe Burrow's clothes. And finally, P says she's going to be on hot mugshot soon enough. What a weird situation. I just don't get it, guys. Well, we do got to get into these picks for the week, Mike Derpy. Derpy, you are on an amazing run this year. You're pretty much on pace with what the Steelers are doing. That's how impressive and how successful you've been. Mike, you are pretty much about as successful as you always are in picks, so do what you want with that. But we do have to get
hold on. Here's the thing, though. The record is head-to-head. If you look at our, like, I guarantee you, like, our picks, we're not that far off. Derpy and I, people probably listen to us, if they would, like, for fun, play along with us.
Unfortunately, Mike, the only thing that matters is the head-to-head. So
I know. I just want to say though, like our Derpy and I think like, have like winning records when it comes to our picks. He has a better. Oh,
that's out of left field.
Hey, you got to watch Derpy's aunt, man.
I bet she could guard that house.
Fertile.
She'd be roaming that thing like Jack Lambert.
All right, guys. So we got to get into these picks, Mike. You got to
stop. My bad.
Slowing things up.
Yeah,
Mike,
Derpy.
It all starts tonight with the Rams and the 49ers. It goes all the way through two great games at 4:25 on Sunday between the Steelers and the Eagles and the Bills and the Lions, all the way through Monday night with a double Monday night game set. Once again, we haven't had two Monday night games in a while, yet they are back. Mike, let's get to it. I assume, Derpy, you're going to have Mike pick first again because you are the winner. You get the choice. All right, Mike, you got to break it. The thing is, you have to break it. The chain in order to get back in this. Mike, it's going to start with you. Tonight, Rams at 49ers, 8:15, Thursday Night Football, Rams at 49ers. Mike, who do you like in this game?
I am taking the Rams. They seem to be rolling.
All right. Derpy, going to come over to you. Rams at 49ers.
Matthew Stafford, baby. Give me the Rams.
The Rams did just beat the Buffalo Bills. Can they keep it together for 2 straight weeks? Of course, San Fran is not what they were. Second game on the list, Mike, the Commanders at the Saints. Commanders at the Saints.
Ooh. I'm going to go with the Commanders. I think they're going to put up some points on that fast track down there.
Derpy, the Commanders at the Saints.
Give me Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year.
All right. I like what Derpy does. His strategy is such that he picks, he takes your pick a lot of times, but then he rewords it to make it sound like he's not just taking your pick. I like it.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Ooh, that's a good question, Jeff.
Mike, the Chiefs at the Browns.
Chiefs. Browns are done. They're toast.
I think the Browns win this one, guys. But go ahead, Derpy. Chiefs at Browns.
Chiefs. Can't go against the Taylor Swift fan club.
All right. I think the Browns win this one, guys. The Bengals at the Titans, Mike. The Bengals at the Titans.
Oh, Bengals. If they lose to the Titans, my God, they might have to disband that franchise.
Derpy, the Bengals at the Titans.
Now that's a toss-up.
I I would say that you have to take Cincinnati. Their offense is just too much for Tennessee, I think. And I don't know if Tennessee has the. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But since it's Christmas coming up, give me Burrow and the Bengals.
All right. Mike, the Dolphins at the Texans. We need the Dolphins to lose or tie.
Yeah.
Dolphins at the Texans.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I think they have enough to beat Miami. I don't think Miami has enough inside pressure to disrupt that offensive line and disrupt C.J. Stroud.
Derpy, the Dolphins at the Texans.
Give me the Texans. I can't go against CJ.
Real quick, P's taking the Browns as an upset over the Chiefs.
That's right. So did I.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I was setting up the poll for.
I know you have not been paying any attention. Should I just skip you?
No, I'm fine. No. I was engaging
what
with
poll
the chat.
are you setting up?
Who's going to win this week's picks, me or Derpy?
Oh.
It was asked, and it was given to
Mike, you never win. Why even make a poll?
Because Steele asked, and
okay.
I give.
I would say, in the meantime, while we're doing the picks, maybe put up questions for the day for Ask Derpy. But that's just my opinion.
They're there. I have them. I know where they're at.
I see Jen's taking control of that situation. Maybe we'll.
I see it.
Do you need a substitution, Mike? You need a break.
No. I need a break. I need a break.
You want to go stand on the sideline like TJ Watt while I have Jen take some.
Yes,
some
I think I've had like 7 hours of sleep this entire month. Let's just keep it rolling.
All right, Mike. Back to you. The Ravens at the Giants, a Super Bowl rematch. Ravens coming off their off week, guys. Mm-hmm. Ravens at the Giants. Mike.
You know, it's tough to pick against DeVito. You know, he's like an all-time great. But I'm gonna think this young upstart named Lamar Jackson. I never heard of him, but he looks exciting.
Derpy, you're taking the Ravens too, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Well, yeah. Why would he go out on a limb and pick an upset?
No, definitely not that one if he's going to. Guys, the next game is this one ought to be a great game. The Jets at the Jaguars. Mike, the Jets at the Jaguars.
Oh my God.
This is
How do you pick this game?
This is a dumpster fire versus a dumpster fire inside of a landfill. Give me the oh God. Give me the Jets. Give me the Jets. It's so bad.
All right. Derpy, same question over to you. The Jaguars or the Jets?
The Jets.
All right. Okay, sorry about that.
Is Trevor Lawrence still hurt?
Oh yeah, he's out for 4 weeks at least.
Yeah, give me the Jets.
All right. Next game is the Cowboys at the Panthers. Cowboys at the Panthers. The Panthers seem to be improving since they got rid of Deontay Johnson, and the Cowboys, they just they're them boys. What you expect, I think, when you ask how's them boys doing. This is exactly how they're doing. Mike, who do you think wins this game? The Cowboys or the Panthers?
They lost to Homer Simpson the last time they played. I think that little dwarf, that little midget, what's his name? I can't remember his name. Is going to win. So give me the Panthers.
All right, Derpy. Same
what
question
is his
over
name?
to you.
Bryce
Young.
Bryce Young. Thank you.
Oh, that's
Derpy.
I said Bryce.
The Cowboys or the Panthers? Panthers are at home.
Ooh,
tough one.
I might have to play it safe here.
Okay.
Give me the Panthers.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Guys, the first 425 game on the schedule is the Buccaneers at the Chargers. Two teams that are currently sitting in the playoffs as we speak, guys. The Buccaneers at the Chargers. Mike, who do you like in this one?
I love me some Baker Mayfield, but I'm going to have to take the Chargers. They're playing some really good fucking football right now.
Derpy, same question over to you. The Buccaneers or the Chargers? Who do you like?
Who did the Chargers play last week? Chiefs.
Chiefs.
They almost beat the Chiefs. They lost by 2.
Okay.
Carry the 12.
Give me the Chargers. Yeah.
All right. Next game on the list, Mike, is the Colts at the Broncos. The Colts at the Broncos. We could take a Colts loss, would certainly help us out.
Yeah.
Broncos, they're sitting in the 7th spot in the playoffs right now. Mike, Colts at Broncos up in the Mile High City.
Give me the Broncos. I like their defense. I think it's going to be enough to stop that putrid offense that Indy has.
Denver or the Colts, Derpy, in Denver.
In Denver?
Yes.
Denver.
All right, Mike. The next game is I don't know. I guess this one could go either way. I think the Cardinals will probably win, but the Patriots at the Cardinals, Mike. The Patriots at the Cardinals.
Another terrible game.
No,
there's a handful of them. There's a handful of good games this weekend. There's a handful of terrible games. Mike, who do you like?
I like the Cardinals all day, every day in this matchup.
Derpy, Patriots at Cardinals.
Can't go against Marvin Harrison. Give me the Cardinals.
All right, guys, we're down to a couple games here. We got about 5 games left to pick. The other big game of the weekend, fellas, the Bills at the Lions. Bills at the Lions. Mike, who do you like in this Bills-Lions matchup?
I'm going to take the God damn, this is a tough one. I'm going to take the Lions. I think they're going to play some very aggressive football, throw off Buffalo. I think they're going to find a way to contain Josh Allen the way a lot of teams
Mike
haven't.
is guessing 2 straight Buffalo Bill losses. Interesting. Derpy, over to you. Bills at Lions.
Lions.
All right. Derpy's playing his strategy till the very end.
Oh, he is too. He's killing me.
I'm looking in here, and I don't think he made his move yet.
To deviate. He's yet to deviate. He waits for me.
4 games.
Player.
Packers at Seahawks, Mike. Packers at Seahawks. 2 teams sitting in playoff spots. Could be a playoff matchup at some point in the NFC. Packers at Seahawks. Sorry.
Let's
That's
go.
a good game.
It's going to be a really good game. Give me I hate picking against him. Give me Geno in the Seahawks.
All right. Derpy, same question for you. Packers at Seahawks.
You stole my thunder, Mike. Give me the Seahawks.
Of course he did. Guys, let's get
every pick has been stealing your thunder.
The 2 Monday night games, fellas. Let's do the first one here. The NFC North game is the Bears and the Vikings. Mike, the Bears and the Vikings. Who wins this game?
The Bears.
The Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
Derpy, did you just pick the Bears?
No.
Oh.
I was just saying the same.
Oh, okay. Derpy, who wins, the Bears or the Vikings?
Give me the Vikings.
All right, guys. 2 games left to decide. The second Monday night game is the Falcons at the Raiders. Mike, Falcons at the Raiders.
Oh, God.
That's terrible.
Jesus. Can we just blow up the stadium so no one has to go and play and watch this? Oh, my God. Give me the Raiders.
Atlanta wins this game easy, I think. Ooh, interesting.
Not the way Kirk Cousins has been
second
playing.
Monday night game, the Falcons at the Raiders.
I might have to agree with you, Ryan. Give me the Falcons.
You going Atlanta?
Ooh, you're putting your money on Kirk Cousins. Ooh, he's been
on a Monday night, yeah.
What's the Raiders got?
The way Kirk Cousins is playing, people are calling for Michael Penix to come in and play.
I still think Michael Penix will be better than what the Raiders. Who do they have? Aiden, wasn't that the guy that let the ball bounce off his chest in the loss to the?
I think so. Yeah. It was Aiden Connell. Yeah,
guys,
neither team has a lot going on for him.
All right, fellas. The last game of the week to pick is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. You know how this goes, Mike. I want a team. I want a winner. I want the results. Score to make our tiebreaker, Mike. Who wins between the Eagles and the Steelers?
With a heavy heart, give me Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles. 23.
I'm sorry, 23.
20.
All right. Derpy, come over to you. Steelers at the Eagles, 4:25 Sunday afternoon in Philadelphia. Mike says the Eagles wins with a final score of 23-20. Derpy, what do you think?
I'm gonna have to agree with Mike.
Oh.
Ooh.
And what is your tiebreaker? I don't even think it would matter. There's no way to have a tie because you did only have one game in difference. But I guess if that game finishes in a tie, then I guess you do. So, Derpy, what is your final score prediction for the game?
31-13.
31-13. Interesting, Derpy. Very interesting. All right. So Mike has 40 points. Derpy has 44 points. You both picked Philadelphia. Traitors. But that is the picks for the week, guys. I'm going to put this in the vault. We won't pull this out until Tuesday after the final Monday night game has been played. Great job on the picks, fellas. Mike, why don't you know what? Let me get a couple of things out real quick, and then we'll get into the website and the trivia and things like that. Big game for Pitt last night, guys. Who do they play? They play like Eastern Kentucky or one of these schools. But get this, Brandon Cummings, the freshman out of Midland. Of course, we just seen him win back-to-back state championships here in Pittsburgh. In our county, Brandon Cummings, Mike, he scores 30 points last night, best by a ACC freshman so far this season, and a 96-56 win over Eastern Kentucky. Brandon Cummings is the real deal. Like I said, we've been following him here at Lincoln Park in our area for a few seasons. He won back-to-back state championships, and he put up 30 as a freshman last night in the game. Also, Mike, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they land the number 6 draft pick. This is the 6th year in a row that they have had top 10 draft picks, and yet the Pittsburgh Pirates are about as successful as the Cleveland Browns, another team that drafts basically the same way. So are the Pirates the baseball version of the Browns? Yes, they are. And finally, Mike, speaking about high school, this is the first year. I talked the other day about how Central Catholic and also Avonworth got eliminated in the state championships. Mike, this is the first year in 32 years. First time in 32 years that a WPIAL team did not win a state championship in high school football.
Oh,
wow. After the 32 years.
Wow.
And one other thing here. Sorry, guys. The Pittsburgh Penguins, after taking the loss Tuesday night, 6-2 to Colorado, are back in action tonight as they travel to Montreal to take on the Canadiens at 7:00 p.m. Mike, go ahead and tell everybody about the website, because we do have Ask Derpy questions and also a few other things. So go ahead and get the website out.
The2dumbyinzers.com. Check it out, everyone, especially if you're new here. Please check it out. We got all of our social media links over there, link to the merch store and the blog, all at the2dumbyinzers.com, and the link for our Discord is over there as well. We do a lot of activity during that on game day, so check it out, the2dumbyinzers.com. Over to you, Derp.
If you're new to the Two Dumb Yinzers show, be sure to subscribe below and boom, pound that like button.
All right, there you go, everybody. Let's get into the trivia for the day. And then we will take a look. We'll do some Ask Derpy to finish up, and then we will check the polls as well. The polls are still up, guys. So who thinks that? Who do you think is going to win the picks this week? Derpy is 9-4, 8-4, 9-4 in the season. Mike is struggling, needless to say. So the poll is still up, guys. I think everybody knows who's going to win, but let's just entertain Mike here and fill out his poll. Here is the question of the day. Mike, Derpy, you guys put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board, play along. People at home, here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles, they went to one Super Bowl in the 80s. They lost to the Raiders. I'm just going to put that out there. Here's your Philadelphia Eagle question of the day. This is who the Steelers play. This is who the question's about. Here we go. How many playoff games did the Eagles win in the 1980s?
Ooh.
How many playoff games did the Eagles win in the 1980s? You at least know that they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Raiders. That's why I wanted to put that out there, kind of prime you a little bit. Question one more time, guys. How many playoff wins did the Eagles have in the 80s? Take a moment to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every day right here on YouTube. You know what I do like, Mike, about these the background? Usually we have the nice skyline background. I like how they're your Christmas bulb-like head matches the Christmas tree branches.
Yeah, I hopped on today into the studio and I saw a little Santa pop up under something. I clicked in, like all these new Christmas designs. So I'm like, I'm feeling kind of festive today. So
you do look like You do look like Uncle Fester today. All right, guys. So let's get back to this question of the day, guys. Of course, everybody knows the Eagles did go to the one Super Bowl and lost to the Raiders in the '80s. Mike, I'm going to come to you first. How many playoff games did the Eagles win in the '80s?
I'm going to go with 5.
5 playoff wins. Good guess, Derpy. I'm going to come over to you, Mike. Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
All right, I got you locked in. Derpy, over to you. How many wins did the Eagles have in the playoffs through the '80s, the whole decade? Mike says 5. A lot of different answers on the board. 4P. John Dietz said 7. Brian said 6. Phyllis Steele says 5. Derpy, what do you think?
4.
John's saying 8. Derpy said 4. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
All right, locking Derpy in on 4. Guys, of course, everybody knows the Eagles had that one Super Bowl loss. They get with Ron Jaworski to the Super Bowl. They lose to the Raiders in the '80s. But, guys, the question of the day is this. How many playoff wins did the Eagles manage to get through the whole entire decade of the 1980s? A lot of different answers here. 8, 4, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5. Guys, the correct answer, get this, you're going to like it. The amount of wins the Philadelphia Eagles got in the playoffs in the entire decade of the 1980s was 2.
Wow.
2. They beat Minnesota. They beat Dallas. They went and lost to the Super Bowl, and that was it. 2 playoff wins by the Eagles through the whole entire 1980s. Mike, you thought we had a rough team in the 80s.
Yeah, that was.
And they even had Randall Cunningham later on in the 80s. So there you go, guys. 2 wins by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 1980s. And again, they managed to get to a Super Bowl with those 2 wins, both in the same year, Minnesota and Dallas. And then they lose to Oakland.
That's all
Mike, let's pull up some Derpy, Ask Derpy questions. What do you got for us?
Okay. Let's go with Derpy from Field of Steel. Favorite movie?
Ooh. Since it's the holidays, I'll go with the holiday movie.
Is it going to be this holiday or next holiday, Derpy?
Christmas Vacation. There you go.
Oh,
all right. That is a good one. That is a good one. Follow-up question, Derpy, from me. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yes.
Boom!
Let's stick with the other people here, Mike. Let's get some of these questions out.
I'm getting there. I just
you want me to get John to step in and do this for you?
No, Derpy.
Maybe I can get you subs here. We can get
Derpy. Shut up, dude. From Jen, what kind of smack talk did you say to your mom about the Steelers win against the Browns?
Oh, good one.
That is a good one. I laughed in her face.
Okay. I have a feeling she rides you. She gives you a pretty tough time with the Browns, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever they beat the Steelers, she does.
Okay. I believe it. Go ahead, Mike.
All right. This one from Mark Malone. Have you produced any midget movies lately? What was that?
No.
Okay, so you moved out of the midget porn field over at Derpy Entertainment. We're just trying to figure out what you do over at Derpy Entertainment. We thought midget porn might be one of them. We just wanted to verify. Thank you, Mark Malone, for that question. And finally, let's see, were there any more before I double check? Here. Derpy, John wants to know your aunt's paw size.
Her paw size.
And finally, we're going to end on a wholesome one. This is a question from Jen. A nice, wholesome question, Derpy. What is your favorite Christmas tradition?
This is a good one. Yeah, that's pretty much the response. No.
Anything with midget porn.
Producing midget porn.
I would say seeing my mom make cookies every year because she
There you go.
That's
she
a
makes
good one.
cookies for a business. So
Oh, there you go.
There you go, everybody. Some Ask Derpy. Mike, why don't you reveal the poll results? Of course, everybody knows who will win this week's picks is the poll that Mike produced. Mike, let's hear the results.
With Derpy wins 62% to 37%.
Wow, that's a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Well, it was a lot closer before I ended it. A vote snuck in at the very end to bump it up to 62.
All right. Well, I think that the viewers are very smart. I think that we'll follow up on this, and Mike, we'll see if it stays accurate the way that I think it's going to go, Mike. But I have to add mine in as well. I didn't do the poll. I think that Derpy will win again until you're able to win and beat a real breathing, bleeding, living person. I have to go with Derpy. Mike, you haven't won in a long time.
I haven't won in a long time, but my picks, I have we need to break it down by wins, losses in the picks. I have a very good win-loss record.
But that's unfortunately not what we go by. So
yeah, I know. But if we were putting money on it,
we're not. Stop saying
but
that.
I think I would be
going by that.
I think
we're not
I think
going by that.
I'm trying to find a win for myself. Damn it!
All right, guys. Anything if we start getting ready to wrap it up, Michael?
Yeah, I got something. I just saw this on Twitter. Let's see. The Steelers are a league best 10-3 against the point spread. That includes 5-0 against the spread as an underdog, which we are this week.
He said furry content.
Yeah, how can you follow up furry content? You can't.
The thing is, listen. There's so many awesome. There are always so many awesome comments on the board. I mean, it would take us 4 hours to really talk about each comment. I do want to acknowledge everybody, guys. You do you keep
bring
things interesting on the show. You bring it absolutely. Derpy, what about you, man? Anything before we get ready to wrap it up?
Yes, I got something.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't see the North Star tonight, make sure to look out for Mike's bald head.
What the fuck?
The shots at your bald head, Mike, it literally started from the very beginning all the way to the very end. I love it. Derpy.
What the fuck did I do to Derpy?
He's ruthless. He's relentless today.
My
thing is this, guys. I do want to say congratulations to the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. That's right. Caitlin Clark. If it was any surprise, maybe should have been Paul Skeens, but I'm going to go with the winner here. The winner was Caitlin Clark, guys. She is the Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. Well deserved. I couldn't agree more. She's done some pretty amazing things, and I look forward to continuing watching her move forward. That's Caitlin Clark. I do want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys always keep things interesting, and everybody at home. Mike, Derpy, anything else? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
I got nothing.
I got something.
Yeah.
Boom!
Boom! There it is, baby. Wasn't going to leave us without a boom. Wasn't going to leave us without an insult to Mike's head. Derpy is on fire today. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get ready to head into the weekend. Got all kind of sports here in Pittsburgh, but none more bigger than the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Eagles. We'll be hitting that hard, getting ready, doing over-unders, looking at injuries heading into the weekend, and also predictions, all the fun stuff heading into the weekend. So be sure to join us then as well. Mike, I truly feel like I'm forgetting something. Anything that you see that I'm forgetting here?
No, nothing whatsoever. You got it all.
All right. So yes, tomorrow, be sure to join us. We can't wait. As always, tonight we have the Thursday night football game. That will be, I can't even recall who it was. If anybody can tell me right off the top of their head, that'd be great.
Tell you what,
it's the Rams and the who?
49ers.
Rams and 49ers, guys, game of the night tonight, Thursday night football to get this week 15 of 18 started is the Rams at the 49ers. And besides for that, Mike, not a whole lot else going on in Pittsburgh sports, at least. So we'll be back tomorrow, first thing, for the Friday installment of the show, getting ready for the big Steeler game. We hope to see everybody then. For Derpy, for Mike in the Steeler Central Mobile Studio, myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers, everybody have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.